Namaste students, this is Bhavana, Assistant Professor in Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University from Department of Science and Technology under Faculty of Education and Methodology. So today we discuss our topic VMware, which is a topic of course cloud computing. So earlier we have discussed that there are many cloud service providers that they can offer cloud services as well as they can help you to create a virtual private environment, and they can help you to create private cloud. So what do we mean by a private cloud and how a VMware can help you to build your own premises private cloud? So VMware, let's see, VMware is a company that provides virtualization solution which was founded in 1998, and its headquarters is Palo uh, in California. So VMware हम लोगों ने पहले भी डिस्कस किया हुआ है कि क्लाउड सर्विस प्रोवाइडर है और अपने कुछ वर्चुअलाइजेशन के सॉल्यूशंस वगैरह प्रोवाइड करता है, ठीक है। सो लेकिन यहाँ पे ये क्या करता है, प्राइवेट क्लाउड भी हम लोगों को प्रोवाइड करता है। तो हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि जैसे हम लोगों का प्राइवेट क्लाउड है, सो इंटरनल और एक्सटर्नल क्लाउड मिलके उस प्राइवेट क्लाउड पे क्या कर सकते हैं, अपनी एप्लीकेशंस को लोड भी कर सकते हैं। सो just coming to our next topic. So what are the features of this VMware? So in the virtual machine architecture for ARS clouds based on vSphere, the virtual machines migration happens over the internet. So vCloud, virtual cloud will support chunked and resumable uploads through a web browser with a Java client that will also appears to as a vCenter plugin. VMware also contemplated transfer quarantine in to increase security. So now let's discuss about the basics of VMware. So this figure shows the structure of cloud using VMware. So if we use VMware, then what is going to be our structure? So so this figure helps you to determine the structure. So VMware infrastructure, what says it have a DRS, HA, VM motion, and consolidated backup. Then it's connected to a virtual center management server, which job is to manage all these things from there to there. Then there is a virtual machine. So there are many instances of the virtual machine, and they can be uh, set up by EXS servers, VMFS, and virtual SMP. Now they all are connected to enterprises servers. Then these servers comprise of a different network, and they all are connected to enterprise storage. So this is the basic thing that there are servers and networks which is connected to these virtual machines. So this is the basic infrastructure of virtual machine. So just discuss that topic in deep. So for networking, one of the most complex aspects of ARS cloud that support the multi-tenancy means basically for networking complex aspects in ARS means that it supports a multi-tenancy. So VMware introduced the fencing technology which allows to deploy multiple isolated virtual machines and can coexist despite they have identical network configuration. So it means what it can do, it just isolate the virtual machines which coexisted despite have their same identical network configuration. So different isolated virtual machines have same network configuration. So this just a second. Okay, now coming back to our screen again. So this is the technology that VMware introduced. Now, on the top of that VMware supports the existence of network devices. So VMware also support different networking devices to be existed on that infrastructure. So which are the, and these networking devices are the virtual appliances offering routing. So these virtual appliances offers routing to us. Okay? So now, to simplify the application provision, virtual machine will offer a service catalog and end user will be able to pick up and deploy pre-configured template. So by the help of this service catalog, end user able to pick up and deploy their pre-configured templates. So pre-configured templates are used by end users by using VMware Service Catalog. So V-apps or installed media, CD, DVD, ISO, and floppy images. So billing other very complex aspects of the AS Cloud and will be managed in two ways. So first, customer will be either charged on maximum allocation purchase or for CPU, RAM, storage, or they will be allowed it to buy pre-configured containers which are organized in size. So another thing is that it uses the VMware Virtual Fabric. So vFabric is a platform to build, run, scale modern application on premises or in the public cloud. So what is vFabric? It helps us to build, run, and scale the modern applications on our on-premises cloud. So this is the need of vFabric. Although there another thing that is vFabric standard. So vFabric standard, what does it do? It designed to provide core component for building, running, and customer application on vSphere. So it helps to design the core component which for building and running the customer application on vSphere. vFabric standard include the capability that every organization requires for their application. So also what it can do, it includes all the capability that the organization needs for running their application. So it is very important. So from the application server optimized vSphere, WebSphere, data management capabilities, management optimization for string built application and more. So this is a feature that provided by the vFabric standard. Now third one is vFabric Advanced. So vFabric Advanced extends the capability of standard. So it what does it do? It extends the capability of vFabric standard to address a broader range of workloads. On why it is done? It is done because it is done to be used so that there can be a broader range of workloads by including vFabric Rabbit MQ. And extra than that, vFabric Advanced provides a full range of capabilities for building and running today's data-driven application deploy on virtual infrastructure. So, to deploy the many data-driven application on virtual infrastructure, we uses vFabric Advanced properties. Now, VMware products. So, what are the different types of VMware products? It offers two types of product like desktop software and server software. So, desktop software, virtual machine workstations. This this software suites allows user to run multiple instances. So what does it do? So it allows multiple user to run multiple instances compatible operating system on a single physical computer. So it allows different operating system uh, allows to run multiple instances of different operating system on a single physical computer. This is what do you mean by desktop software. Another one is server software. So VMware ESX is an enterprise level product that can deliver greater performance than the freeware. So it provides more performance. So VMware server due to their lower system overhead. So this is the property that due to their lower system overhead, it provides greater performance than freeware. Next, VM motion and storage VM motion. So VM motion is the capability of moving a running virtual machine from their ESX host to another. So what does it do? It does help in migration while system is in running stage. Taken up from one to another. and faster than other additions and storage, and this is done very fastly. So next is DRS. So we have discussed that what is DRS. So DRS is a distributed resource scheduler. So what does it done? It does automatic load balancing of ESX cluster using VM motion. So by using VM motion, it does the load balancing at things. Now next is HA, that is high availability. So in case of the hardware failure in a cluster, all virtual machine servers will automatically restart on another host in cluster. So it helps to deal with the hardware failure. It is basically high availability. Now VMware EXI is quite similar to ESX. So ESX, but differentiate in that in that is in that the service console is removed and replaced with a minimum busy box installation. So what is the difference between ESX and ESXi? So they are differentiating that the service console is removed and replaced with a minimum busy installation. Now, although VMware ESI host management is performed through a virtual center server. So this is the basic of a virtual machine that we are using by using VMware. So VMware also provide many products and services for virtualization that can be used for performance reliability in private cloud, public cloud, or hybrid cloud. Although what another thing that VMware can do, so VMware is used for performance and reliability in private cloud. And basically, we are going to discuss about the private cloud solely and solely. So now this is the basic figure shows the infrastructure of VMware managed environment and how this environment is managed. So this is the this is one on premises data center, and this is vCloud Air. So this is basically software defined data center, and this is on premises data center. So here the many instances of virtual machines are present: VMware, EXI, etc. So VMware, vSphere, and vCloud suite are there. So there can be interaction like this, existing of new application, seamless networking, and common management. Now next one is that, so we can say that there is a management cluster and there is a resource cluster, and there are different virtual machines and they are wholly solely single one. So these there can be interaction like that. So now we have just discussed that what is VMware, what is its infrastructure, how it can help while using private cloud. So what is private cloud basically? So private cloud is on-demise cloud deployment model where cloud computing services infrastructure are hosted privately, often within a company's own internet or data center. So company has its own data center and internet, and company is responsible to manage the private cloud. So company is responsible to manage the service, and it hosts the service privately. So this is the basically private cloud we just discussed. So private cloud offers enterprise more control and better security than public cloud. So the cloud computing services that we are using publicly. But so why we prefer private cloud? Because it provides better security than public cloud, and managing it requires higher level of IT expertise. So this is the so it provide more control and more services, more security services for by using private cloud instead of public cloud. So how does a private cloud work? This is the thing that this is the paragraph that shows the working of the private cloud and why we choose a private cloud. Or and next topic is what is the difference between private cloud and public cloud. So here we discuss about how so in VMware we discuss that how can we make a private cloud, what is components and stress infrastructure. But what is the difference between private cloud and public cloud? Why we need private cloud other than public cloud? So private cloud is a cloud deployment model where computing resources are dedicated. So why we use? Because your computing resources are dedicated uh, and proprietary, and a single organization host and manage the system. and public cloud model where the cloud services are owned and managed by the provider who hosts other tenant, and company may be combined of public cloud and private cloud in a hybrid cloud environment, although it's solely a responsibility of the company that he can use a hybrid cloud, or he can use a public cloud as well. So but there are basically different types of private cloud. So there are three types of private cloud, like virtual private cloud, hosted private cloud, and managed private cloud. So private cloud, so this type of virtual private cloud means this type is different from the conventional private cloud because resources in a virtual private cloud exist in a vault of area on a public cloud instead of being hosted on premises. So the wall of area is existed on a public cloud instead of hosting on premises. This is virtual private cloud. Hosted private cloud means this type of private clouds is hosted by a separate cloud service provider on premises or in data center. So these are there the service are hosted by a separate cloud service provider and or on premises provider in data center. So but the server is not shared with other organizations. But why it is private? Because it is private because the server is not shared with other organization. So now next is managed private cloud. So with this type of private cloud, a cloud service provided not only hosted a private cloud for an organization but also manages and monitors the day-to-day operation. So without focusing on hosting and private cloud, but also it focuses on managing and monitoring the day-by-day operation. It is done with the help of managed private cloud. So this is the basically the type of private cloud, difference between private and public cloud, and how can VMware helps you to build its own private cloud, and what is the scenario of that, how what is the infrastructure of VMware. So this is the basically benefits of using a private cloud, and here we can also compare between the different offering of vCloud Air. So although yes, this is a part of all, it is also part of VMware, where we can do a comparison between offering from vCloud Air. So there vCloud Air provides three types of so VMware provides following subscription based services that required resources commitment via a standard IT procurement process. So what are the subscription based services that VMware provide? It provides vCloud, virtual cloud air, that is dedicated cloud, and virtual private cloud, and disaster recovery. So in these three type of services, what does these mean? So dedicated cloud and virtual private cloud. So a dedicated cloud means it provides a single tenant private cloud with dedicated computing servers. So it provide tenant cloud but with dedicated computer servers. Now, virtual, what do you mean by virtual private cloud? So it provides multi-tenant. So just notice the term, it is a single tenant and it is multi-tenant private cloud with logically isolated resources on a shared physical infrastructure. So it uses single physical infrastructure, but it is logically isolated. And next one is V Cloud Air Disaster Recovery. So it is a recovery as a means that it is depicted as RAAS, which offers intended to protect virtual workloads managed by VMware vSphere. So what does it done? So it do the it do the do it protect the virtual workloads which are managed by virtual machine vSphere, okay, that are either deployed in private cloud or public or data center. So this is the basically the different three types of services that VMware provides. So that's all for today's session. I hope you like my session. If you have any query, mention in the comment box. Thank you. And this session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. Thank you.